So
Yeah.
now I look at TikTok and it's another way. My friend is an artist and she shares all of her work there. She said it's a great platform. And now that I'm thinking about it, yes, women like you need to be on there helping some of these children out here.
Exactly. And that's sort of how I feel about it, is like, at first I'm like, I don't know, like, do I really like another platform, another thing? But then I'm like, the mission of my book, which is basically, I grew up in a neglectful household where things came to die, and I didn't really have parents, and I didn't learn how to take care of myself,
Mhm.
which kind of made me this mess wreck disaster of a person by the time I was 25. Who, I like lived in a permanent anxiety attack. I had real issues with depression, and I hit rock bottom on my 25th birthday when I drunk dialed my therapist and threatened to hurt myself.
Mm-hmm.
And,
That part of the book was your whole book was incredible, absolutely incredible. But the way you phrased it and how you were so descriptive of how you remember waking up and realizing that you can't live like this anymore, it spoke to me. But keep going. Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. And, the reason I try to paint that picture is partially so that I don't experience it alone, because it's one of the low points of my life. But,
Yes.
if I can have other people on the journey with me, it's not quite so bad. But yeah, I, woke up on my aggressively floral duvet, having no memory of the night before of my 25th birthday, realized by looking at my voicemails that my perma calm, vaguely European therapist had been so alarmed by whatever voicemail I left that she was trying to get me to a hospital.
Mm.
And that, I had known my life was out of control before that moment, but I hadn't known my life was in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was really scary.
That tipping point.
Yes. So that morning I just decided, like you just alluded to, that if I don't save my life now, I am not going to have much more of a life to live.
And
Yeah.
I really want to get into the fact that
Yeah.
this is like the same thing that happens with a lot of people when they look from the outside looking at your life. You were killing it.
Yeah. It's funny because, yeah, on the outside, it looked like everything was fine.
Yeah.
I had gone to an Ivy League college. I was now on the bottom rung of the corporate entertainment ladder, but like killing it, like really crushing it and like making a name for myself. And nobody at work would have any idea that I was I was living in an anxiety attack. I'd go home and self-medicate with weed and booze and boys and anything to numb out of my mood. And then I would like restart the whole process. So people at work didn't know, my friends didn't know. It was really like a very hidden thing, which is, I think, a good reminder to everyone that like, we don't know what's going on inside of people. We have really no idea. And I barely knew, because I had built this narrative for myself of, you didn't have the worst childhood ever. You should be fine. You should be better. And because I kept telling myself how I should be, it made it impossible to deal with how I actually was. Now that morning, like you said, like the tipping point, the reason it was the tipping point for me was because I couldn't, it like didn't matter if I should or shouldn't feel better. I hated myself and was afraid that if I didn't do something drastic, I would continue down this path and would not have a life to live any longer.
And most people, and I think this is why, we're going to get back to the TikTok. This is why it's important for you to be on TikTok, because at that moment, that's where a lot of people are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, the reason I like bring up this story from the book is just sort of like, I have been there for real. Like, this isn't like some cute,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like a cute little story. Like,
yeah.
Not just trying to sell some books.
Yeah, like I didn't set out to write a self-help book. I set out to save my life.
I'm about to say, it was your self-help book.
Yes.
It was a letter
Express,
to yourself
get it
to
out.
express exactly what happened. And look at what it did.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but like it literally, so the book where it comes from is that next morning I decided, okay, I have to be my own parent. I have to reparent myself, nurture the shit out of myself. I'm not going to neglect myself anymore. I didn't